What's going on, you guys? It is Outdoor Maniac here again with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to perform a full vehicle inspection on any one of your cars. Let's get started. So right here I have my multi-point vehicle inspection sheet, and what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take down the vehicle year, make, model, and mileage. The vehicle year is a 1989. It's a Ford Ranger XLT, and it has 97,446,000 miles. 97446. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the key into the on position, and we're going to check our headlights, basically all of our lights, interior lights, windshield wipers, windshield sprayer, cracks, and our parking brake operation, which I know works. Right off the bat, I'm going to check that off because I know it works because this is a manual car. Okay, so I'm here at my instrument cluster, going to turn the key on. I'm going to turn on my headlights, my hazards, and I'm going to flash my high beams. I'm going to see if both of them turn on, which they do. So I'm going to come over here to my sheet, check off high beams. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to walk around the vehicle and make sure all of the lights are fully operational. I have the left rear turn signal as well as the tail light. My license plate lights are working on both sides. My right rear turn signal and tail light are working. Now we're going to go up to the front and see if the lights work up there. Okay, so I have my side markers. I have headlights. I have turn signals on the left front. I have headlights, turn signals, but I do not have a marker light on this side, so I'm going to take a note of that. I'm going to make sure my windshield wipers work. They work. My windshield sprayer, that works. So I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to come over here and check off taillights, headlights, turn signals. Interior light works. So I'm going to mark off interior lights. Windshield wiper works. Windshield sprayer. The windshield does not have any cracks, so that's good. Marking that off. Brake lights. I'm going to put NA for brake lights because I do not have a brake stopper thing. I don't know what they're called. I'm going to go ahead and mark down on the side of my sheet here that the right front marker light is out. When I'm done with my whole inspection, I'm gonna write a full write-up on the back. Okay, so we need to go under the hood and we need to check battery, oil level, coolant level, power steering level, brake fluid level, air filters, engine and cabin. This particular vehicle doesn't have a cabin filter, so we're just going to check the engine, windshield washer fluid, transmission fluid, and serpentine belt condition. This is a manual car, so it does not have transmission fluid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the hood and I'll meet you guys over there. Engine oil is right here. I'm going to pull the dipstick. I'm going to check the level. It is full, and this vehicle is cold, so it actually is a bit overfilled. So I'm going to mark that down. Okay, so under oil, I put overfilled. Now we're going to check the coolant. Okay, so I'm at my radiator coolant reservoir. As I can see, it's a bit low. Cold fill lines right here. This engine is cold, so I'm going to have to fill this up just a little bit. So I'm going to mark that down. Okay, so I'm at my coolant level. I'm going to say add. Okay, so I marked off my power steering fluid is good. Now I'm going to check the brake fluid. I'm going to take a light and check for fluid. Come over here. Brake fluid is good. So my airbox is held down by some screws, and I'm not going to disassemble it right now. So I'm just going to say NA. Windshield washer is right here. It is full. I'm going to check that. Serpentine belt. The serpentine belt is what drives your alternator, your power steering pump, as well as your AC and water pump. I'm going to see if that belt has any cuts, tears, starting to crack. If it isn't, this one looks really good, so I'm gonna check that off. This vehicle also has two belts, so I'm gonna check the second belt for the air conditioning. It's right down there. It looks good, so I'm gonna check it off. Check. Okay, so the next tasks on my list are to go under the vehicle and check for metal brake lines, rubber brake hoses, parking brake cable, loose suspension components, exhaust system, drive shaft, and CV boots. I do not have a lift, and I'm not going to crawl on the ground and check these. If you're buying a car, make sure to check those. I'm going to check for any leaking liquids. So I'm going to look under the car, see if there's any sorts of oil leaks. So the next thing to do my battery test, I'm going to start up the vehicle. I do not have a load tester for the battery. What I'm going to do in place of that is turn the vehicle on and check if the alternator is putting out a sufficient charge. Another thing that I recommend is taking a note of when the battery was last replaced. This one was replaced in 2 of 18, so it is about, let's see, 4 years old. So it's about time for another battery. Last replaced 2 of 18, so February of 2018. Okay, so the vehicle is started. I'm going to take a look at my voltage. I have 14.63 or 4 volts. It's perfect, so the alternator is charging. So next we're going to do check our tire condition. We're going to see if the tread of the tire is good, worn, or if it has an alignment issue, which you can tell by the inner part of the tire is more worn than the outer part, or vice versa. We're going to check our tread depth. I don't have a depth gauge, so I'm just going to check tire inflation, and I'm going to check for punctures. Here we are at our left rear tire. I can see that there is a lot of cracks in the tire. The tire is obviously flat, so I'm going to put 0 psi. 0, no. The tire does not have any punctures, but I am going to note the cracking. Definitely cracking is a problem on this tire. As you can see, it's been sitting like this for a little while. So I'm going to note that crackage. The tread is fine. 0, no, and good. We're going to move on to the left front tire. Okay, so I'm at the front left tire. What I'm going to do first is check the tire pressure. I'm going to set my meter to 0. It was about 23, so I'm going to write down 23 psi on the front tire. The tread is a little worn. I'm going to put worn, 23 psi. And I'm also going to note the crackage in this tire as well. I think I'm just going to recommend all new tires on this vehicle, since pretty much all of the tires have cracks in them. Okay, we're at the other side of the vehicle. This is the right front tire. I'm going to check my air pressure. This one is about 18 psi. I'm gonna write down 18 psi, no punctures. The wear pattern is good. This tire also has lots of cracks in it. Okay, so we're at the right rear tire now. I'm gonna check my pressure. This one's low at about 16 psi. I'm gonna write 16 psi. Tire tread is good. A little dry. Yeah, this vehicle needs some new tires. I'm gonna put punctures, tire punctures, no. I'm gonna say worn for the wear pattern, and that's it. So the next thing I'm going to do is write up all of the things that I found. I'm going to recommend new tires. I'm going to recommend adding coolant. Basically everything that I checked off. I'm going to recommend a new battery. Let's see what else. I'm going to suggest an oil change. I'm going to add coolant, and that's pretty much it. If you guys want to do your own multi-point vehicle inspection, go ahead and go down in the description. I will link the paper that I used in this video down there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.